Good morning. It's Saturday morning. It's weigh-in day. Yeah, weigh-in day. Happy belated Independence Day. I'm sure there are still people with plans to celebrate for the rest of the weekend. So happy Independence Day to anyone. It's always weird when the podcast comes out on a Friday and then the Friday is a holiday. So I'll just... there definitely was a podcast yesterday, episode 239 of the Ranting Weight Watcher. So I think it'll definitely benefit you to listen to it. I'm talking about obstacles and barriers that we place ourselves in our own way. So if that's something you're interested in, it can literally be found on Spotify, YouTube, literally anywhere where you can listen to a podcast, any app you can listen to a podcast on. Like Apple Podcasts, stuff like that. It's available. So if that's something that interests you, just look it up, the Ranting Weight Watcher podcast, and episode 239, and you can listen to the other 238 while you're at it. But it is weigh-in day. I am perceiving that it'll go up. Last week being an artificial drop, it's going to level out. With my fasting schedule the way it happened last week, my fast ended basically hours before I weighed in. So with everything being kind of more normal this week and my fast happening in the middle of the week, most likely it will be, the scale will be going up. So I saw last week's loss as artificial anyway, which will mean this is going to be more normal with whatever happens today. If it's a gain, it'll be more of the normal, like, leveling out thing, and we'll go from there. But if there's one thing that, the last 6.5 years have taught me, it's that there's, when the scale result could be dictated by so many different things. And this is why I always push people to not get caught up in the result. The result is not the source of your success. And I say this so often, I feel like I bore you guys with it, but in reality, it's the truth. It is the truth. Your goal here is not a scale result. Your goal is behavior transformation. And when you transform your behavior, the scale result just kind of comes as a byproduct of it. We have our eyes focused on the result. And what happens when you have your eyes focused on the result is the minute it goes in the wrong direction, you are going to believe you failed for some reason. And if your eyes are solely focused on results all of the time, you're going to constantly believe yourself to be a failure. You're always going to question what you're doing wrong, questioning your methods, questioning everything. And you're going to be asking everybody and their grandmother. And the thing is, when you ask everybody something, everybody's got an answer. And you can't get two people to agree on anything. They'll just say something, well, for me. And then you have other people perpetrating that by saying, everybody's body is different. Listen, none of it really matters, right? None of it. Whether your body's different or not doesn't matter. Whether these people's ideas work or those people's ideas work, again, doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that the reason you're in this position is because of your behavior. And the reason you'll get out of this position is because of changing your behavior. So if all of your focus goes into changing the behavior that created the problem, the results will come when they come. But you have to be able to keep it. You have to be able, this is not a temporary thing. You're going to just change the way you do things temporarily to create a scale result. No, that's what people who struggle their whole lives do. This is about transforming your entire life to be able to live in a way that will make you healthy, right? and then not only make you healthy, but keep you healthy. It's one thing, this is the reason why people who win the lotto end up broken, I don't know, what's the average, like 7 years or something? People who hit massive millions and millions of dollars in the lottery end up broken in like less than 10 years time, okay? And this is the reason, because they didn't become rich because they're a financial guru. They became rich by chance. And so suddenly winning the lottery doesn't turn you into a financial guru. So you can't believe you're one and start blowing all your money on stocks and everything else. You know, just do what you know and keep as much as you can keep, and stop. You were living a certain way before you hit lotto. Don't try to live another way after you hit lotto. Just live a good life comfortably. It's the same idea. You have to be able to, you can't do extreme things to achieve a result only to go back to what you used to do to undo it all. What good is that? What's the point? Just stay where you are if you're going to do that. You're wasting a bunch of time. In your head, you tell yourself you feel better because you can tell your friends, oh, I'm part of some weight loss program. Who cares? If you want to live life the way you're currently living, then stay at the weight you're at and let's just call it a day. But if you want to be a healthier weight, then your behavior needs to change in order to create that weight. And it has to become instilled in your everyday being, as much as the behaviors that create success in health are the same as the behaviors that you get up with every morning. You get up in the morning, you go to the bathroom, you brush your teeth, you do all of these things without thinking. You accomplish a bunch of tasks with like half a brain because you haven't necessarily woken up yet. And you do all of this without even thinking twice about it. You don't have to be in the mood. You don't have to have somebody coach you through it. You don't have to have somebody motivate you through it. When tracking becomes the way you brush your teeth, you're on to something. When weighing and measuring your food becomes the way you brush your teeth, you're on to something. When getting out in the sunlight and moving becomes like brushing your teeth, you're on to something. And by the end of it all, you will have transformed your life so much so you won't recognize yourself. That's what real life transformation looks like. That's what it looks like to live a life. You have to live like you want your end result to be. You have to live right now the way your end result needs to be, and you have to do it in baby steps. And you have to think, what does somebody at my end result, how do they live their life? How does somebody live a healthy life at whatever scale number and keep it? And you have to start implementing those practices in your life right now. And you have to make them so readily available, so easy to do, that when it becomes time, it's just part of your life. It's just what you do. This is not something temporary. This is a transformation of your lifestyle. Because your current lifestyle does not dictate you being able to make a scale result. And so we in society have created ways for you to manufacture that and thinking it's okay. A scale result doesn't mean you're healthy. It doesn't. And that's an unpopular opinion, but it is true. A scale number doesn't mean you're healthy. You could have two men standing in front of you, both of them 200 pounds, and one of them is 10% body fat and the other one's 40% body fat. Clearly, one is going to be healthier than the other, and 200 pounds won't necessarily matter. These are the things that need to change. Your behavior. And it needs to be something that you can do on a consistent basis. You change your behavior in baby steps. And every time you're successful at changing something, you're going to be motivated to change something else. And you do it in 8-week increments for literally from today to the rest of your life. It's all up to you, man. Nobody can make you do this. Nobody is forcing you to do this. You told the world you wanted to do this. You told the world you wanted to be healthy. You wanted to have a scale result. Now it's time to do what healthy people do. Transform your life. Transform your behavior. Become the greatest version of yourself. Whatever you're doing today, enjoy it. I love each and every one of you. God bless you all.